You're trying to scale your coaching business to at least another 20,000 in revenue, but you can't charge enough. You don't know how to get the right quality of clients, and it's just not working. All right, let's talk about it. As of right now, as this recording in 2025, the summer of 2025, the coaching industry has changed a lot, and a lot of coaches are using a model that worked extremely well up until about the summer of 2024. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you what's not working, why it stopped working, and the four things that you need to do right now if you want to start attracting the 5K plus clients who get on the call and want to work with you, want to pay you, get the results, and are like your dream clients. Because here's the problem. The majority of coaches right now are dragging in the bottom of the barrel clients who don't pay. They're barely getting $2,000 to $3,000. They're having to do 2, 3, 4 calls with people potentially to make this work. They're getting the ad quality is getting worse. They're getting high no-shows. I talk to people regularly who get a 60 to 70% no-show rate on their sales calls. And they're also having to hear I got to talk to my spouse. I got to think about it. You can't expect me to make a decision like this on the phone right now. What do you think this is? Blah, 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 right? And so you're like, okay, let's set up a call for tomorrow. You set up a call for tomorrow. They never show up, all right? All of these things are getting worse. And so if you expect to scale your coaching business past 10, 20,000 a month in the next year or however long you're trying to do this for, you need to make these changes now, because what has been working is not working, and you're getting diminishing returns, and we need to add in what is working. Okay? Now, here's the biggest problem, and then we're going to get into how to fix it. The market has shifted because there's so many coaches. Millions of people are becoming coaches, and sadly, on the front end of most markets, the coaching industry has now become some sort of biz op. You just have a lot of people who are literally a month away from financial insolvency, thinking that they can somehow build a coaching business that's going to make all their dreams come true. It was literally like it's like the old days of some of these, multi-level marketing things. But the coaching has now replaced it, and those people are competing with you. So how do we fix this? There's 4 things that you need to do today if you actually want to start being able to charge 5K plus, hit $20,000 months, work with dream clients who you love helping, and make this thing work so you're not worried about where your next client's going to come from. The first thing we need to do is we need to fix your messaging. Now, how do we fix your messaging? Here's the problem that most coaches don't understand. Right now, you need to be seen as 3 things: the only option, the best option, and the last option. Most importantly, the last option. Now, what you need to understand about being the last option is you need to attract people who have tried everything else and it hasn't worked. And what they're now trying to do is they know that you're the coach who works with all the people who it hasn't tried to work for. But there's a big asterisk there. You don't want to attract people who, again, have tried everything and now they're literally kind of at their wits' end, and you're the only hope, and if this doesn't work, they're like their life's over. You know what I mean? That's a very dysfunctional situation. Now, I've been in bad situations before, but I will tell you, the times I was in some of the hardest situations is when I invested the most. I was at a time in my life once where I was literally on the verge of bankruptcy, and I joined a $70,000 coaching program. Okay? I didn't have barely enough money to pay the bills, and I somehow did it, and I made it work. So because I needed this person's help, and they literally were the last option. Okay? So, but the trick is, and I'm going to get to the ad section in a minute, you got to reach people who have the means to invest with you. Okay? So the biggest thing you got to realize going forward right now is you need to be seen as the last option. How do you do this? You make sure your messaging is attracting people who have tried other coaches. Maybe you're in the mindset space and they've tried ChatGPT for daily meditations. They've tried all the YouTube videos. They've worked with coaches. They've gone on retreats to Costa Rica and Bali and all those kinds of things like that. And nothing wrong with any of that stuff, okay? It's just it hasn't worked for them. And so therefore, you are now positioned as the last option, period. The second thing is the messaging on the ad has to translate to this. We need one ad that magically disqualifies everybody, because you see, here's the problem right now. The problem with Facebook is Facebook creates a feedback loop when you run ads, no matter what you do. Because you got to remember, when you run an ad, your audience needs to be between 1 million and 2 million people, okay, roughly. I wouldn't go any higher than that unless you really know what you're doing and you've got a lot of good results. Because here's what's going to happen. Your ad's only going to go out to about 0.5% to maybe 1% of your audience, at best, okay? And they're going to predict which, hypothetically, 1% pie slice they're going to go after. So how good are the odds of them predicting it's going to go to a qualified group of buyers if you don't have everything else set up? So what you have to do is when you run your ad, you have to make sure you're disqualifying people, meaning your ad is repelling the wrong people, spending 80 to 90% of the time doing it, and spending 10% of the time attracting the right people. Here's what happens to us. We don't work with, say, realtors, for example. That's not what we specialize in. We don't help real estate agents. If a real estate investor is a coach who's teaching people how to buy real estate, and they coach them on that, that's totally fine. But I mean, a realtor selling homes, the problem with real estate agents is it's a totally different strategy. They have different laws. So what happens though is we will get a real estate agent register for our stuff for free. And next thing you know, Facebook starts sending us all kinds of real estate agents, because the feedback loop is when they register, boom, Facebook hits, the pixel hits them. They go back into our audience and start finding the people who look like the people who are registering. And that's not our people. But Facebook thinks it is, because they start correlating data and going, well, they're real estate agents. I guess they want real estate agents. And so what you have to do to fix this is you absolutely have to be ruthless on the quality of your ad to make sure it's repelling the wrong people and spending about 10% of the time attracting the right people. And if you start seeing the wrong people coming in, registering, and you can tell it's missed it, you got to fix that real fast, because it's creating that feedback loop and it's going into the segment of your audience where more of the people are who look like the people. All right. Now, third thing you need to do, and before we get to that, here's what I want you to do. Hit the subscribe button on this video. Just hit it somewhere around here. Just hit subscribe. I create a couple videos every week talking about what I've been doing, what's working. I've spent millions on Facebook ads, millions and millions in every ad platform there is, pretty much. And right now, I've spent about 2.3 million in the last 2-3 years alone. And I take all the stuff I've been learning and working with clients on, and I teach some of it here on Facebook for free. So you need to do that. Second thing you need to do before you forget, in the link below this video and underneath this video and in the pinned comment section, is a link to book your free Skool success call, so we can map out what you need to be doing, how to fix this, how to get these clients, what's working, what's not working. It's a 15-minute call. There's absolutely nothing for sale on that call, okay? More on that later. Now, the third thing you need to do, and if you want to get these 5K plus clients, you want to get them coming to you, ready to buy, wanting to work with you, the third thing that you need to do is this. You need to stop using funnels and start using an ad ecosystem. Listen to me, funnels are done. Funnels are over, okay? They died a year ago, but coaches are still using them because that's what is getting sold to them. That's what they're hearing about, all that kind of stuff. Here's what I mean. What is a funnel? Because it's like a concept. It's a linear process where you basically get somebody to go from an ad or a page on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever, and you drive them to a page, give them some information, get them to book a call. Okay. Now you could also, there's a variety of this. You could send them to an ebook, get them to book a call. You could send them to a video, get them to book a call. You just send them to your website, get them to book a call, whatever it is. Here's the problem with funnels. They're too linear and they're too fast. Okay. What does that mean? They're too one and done. All right. You're trying to get somebody who doesn't know who you are, hasn't got a clue about you, and literally get on your calendar. It's say, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. You know, they see your ad on a Tuesday and they want to be on your calendar tomorrow. and buy from you. Okay. If you do that, you need an ecosystem. All right. Not a funnel. Okay. And how an ecosystem is different, and the way the ecosystem is different, and why you can get better clients who pay you more is because it's more personalized, and it's all about building trust. Because you got to remember, right now, nobody trusts you. It's not that they think there's something wrong with you. People are hearing so many conflicting things from so many different coaches, because if they've clicked on your ad, now Facebook or whoever is going to show them all the other ads. So they're getting inundated with all this conflicting information, and they don't know what to do. So their brain's in like this paralysis. They're overwhelmed, and when you get overwhelmed and you don't know what to do, you do not make major decisions because you constantly second guess yourself. You have no confidence. You've tried a bunch of stuff already, and your ideal client's in a serious state of lack of confidence, lack of trust, indecision, and has all these belief systems in their head based on good marketing from a whole bunch of coaches trying to tell them that their way is the best way, or videos or whatever. And so then what happens is this. They click your ad, go to your page, and you say, book a call because I'm a coach and I've got lots of credibility and case studies and I'm going to help you. And they get on your call and they're like, yeah, I got to think about it. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then these coaches can't move them forward. And they're like, why am I getting these garbage quality leads? Well, they aren't actually bad quality leads. They're just, their belief systems are so overwhelming that it is causing them and overriding their ability to make a decision to work with you. And your linear funnel does not give you enough trust power to be able to fix this problem before the call. I don't care what kind of sales script you're using, it's not going to work. All right. What do we do then? We need to use an ecosystem that will uninstall the limiting beliefs they've created and install your beliefs. Okay. Because if we can install your beliefs, guess what? They will get it. They will trust you. They will want to work with you. And when they show up for the call, they will buy. You should have about a 98% show up rate. Our show up rate right now for our calls, for people who want to talk about working with us, not these 15-minute ones that we offer for free, but an actual conversation to see if they want to work with us, about 39 out of 40 people will show up. Okay, why is that? Because we help them. And so what you need to understand is that ecosystems outperform funnels, and ecosystems are the future, because we're going to get them in. We're going to register them for an automated webinar. We're going to get 60 to 80% show up. We're going to create a special 30-minute webinar specifically designed to show them why the belief systems they have are keeping them stuck, uninstall them, and help install the right belief systems, and then help them to want to book a call. And they will, okay? Then all the people who don't book a call, we have follow-up systems, and we have what's called a mini celebrity ads, status ads that go out to them. Only the people that have engaged with you. And those little ads can run for $1 a day. And they're just going back out to those people, building trust, building trust, building trust, building trust, until they go, oh my gosh, I really love this Sally. I love what she's saying. This is amazing. I need to work with her. Okay. And so what you need to realize is the trust building system that the ecosystem gives you is light years away and more powerful than a clunky old linear funnel of see my post, click my ad, book a call, buy. Doesn't work, okay? And it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse, all right? So ecosystem. And then the fourth thing you need to realize is that the only 4 steps, because what is the goal here? 4 steps to get clients to pay you $5K or more in 2025 and beyond, okay? Now, because here's the bottom line. If you're charging $2,000 or something like that, you're going to have a lot of clients to get to $10,000, $20,000 a month. And here's the thing. I see every market I've seen, people are paying $5K plus if you have the right system, okay? So the fourth thing you got to remember is the job of your call is to make sure that these limiting beliefs are removed and help them through it. Now, the sales call is not a sales call anymore if you do it right. What the sales call is more of a mindset coaching call. And you want to hear what the beliefs they have, what the issues they have, what's kind of the problems, and you want to help them overcome those beliefs and understand why your system works. The sales call is no longer about, hey, here's why you need my stuff. My coaching's awesome. Those other people suck. Mine's better. Look at my testimonials. Look at me. Look at this. You should buy. And okay, so these old scripts are no longer working. The job of the sales call is an enrollment call. If you're done right, they're coming on to talk about how to potentially work with you. And your job on that call right now is to help them understand the limiting beliefs that they've probably believed that have caused them to stay where they are, and how shifting those limiting beliefs can actually fix the problem. Okay? And that's what you do. And then so if they want to work with you, great. If not, well, then it's too bad for them. They're lost, right? And you'll see higher enrollments, okay, with better pricing, and you'll in turn have better clients. So this is what's working now, all right? The old strategies are no longer working. They're causing too many problems, attracting too many broke people. And I will tell you for a fact that sales funnels are literally attracting the wrong people and repelling the people you want. I've talked about this before. It's similar to going to one of those hotels that does timeshares, and you see over there like free breakfast, free this, free coupons for that. And you're like, yeah, no way, I'm not going that. I know what's coming. That's a timeshare pitch. And that free breakfast is the last thing it is free, right? And you're like, I don't want anything to do with that. And that's the same thing that's happening with your funnel. The qualified people are going like, oh yeah, I get that. That's a book a call right at the end of that. No way, I'm not interested in that. I've been on enough of that. Whereas the opportunity seekers are looking, going, oh, free call for me. Yay, I get free information, right? And you're getting all those people versus the qualified people. So you need to fix this. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to click the link below, book your free 15-minute Skool community call. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick call, talk about what's working, what's not working, how to implement a proper ecosystem into your business, show you how it's working, give you ideas and strategies on what's working, because we've worked with hundreds of different niches. So we know what you should be spending on ads, what the conversions should look like, what your KPIs should look like, all these things, and look at your messaging, give you some feedback, show you what to do. And again, there's nothing to buy, nothing for sale on this call at all, zero. That's why we can do it in 15 minutes, because we're not trying to sell you anything, okay? So click that link, book that call, because here's the thing. You can watch these kind of YouTube videos all day long, but the problem is this is a very lonely business. And so you sit and think about it, and the problem is it's really hard to get to where you want to go if you don't know what you don't know, okay? And so the point of this call is we know what we know. We know what's going on. We see what's happening. We have the data, and so we can get you on that call and show you what's working, show you maybe the blind spots that have caused you to stay where you are, and then give you ideas and strategies on how to make those changes, what to do, what to fix, how it needs to change, give you some feedback on your messaging, some ad strategies, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to unlock some bonus training in our Skool community that's regularly only for clients, and give that to you and send you on your way. All right? Click the link, book the call, and get to work and start fixing this so you can start getting those 5K plus clients who want to pay you.